Hello children, it's the Cat Queen again. Meow! Okay, so we've got the magic princess becomes the magic fairy princess, who's then becoming the magic fairy mermaid princess. That's right, the magic fairy mermaid princess. Okay, now where does she begin? She's living this great life. She's got all her fairy friends. She's got all her mermaid powers. She's knowing she's a mermaid, right? When she lies on her throne, she's knowing it's a throne. She's calling it a throne and it feels like her home. As if she's been there before, many times before. On this beautiful place she calls Magic Island. And she sits there, she lies in the sand, on the rock, and she worships the sun all day. Yes, it sings to her its love. It's feeling her love all over his body, all over her body. They're computing the love directly to each other, and it's beautiful. How the sun is loving her, and when she goes on her walks, she sees the moonlight, and it entrances her, and she's hypnotized by its love. So she's got the best of two worlds, all this sunlight and all the water. She's in the water, she goes to take steps into the water, and all the creatures scurry away. She's thinking, this is great. And she's swimming along the shore, seeing all the fish play, all the colorful coral, all lining the shore. And it's beautiful for her to play. And she's got her little mermaid routine. She twists and she turns and she dives and she floats. She's got it all practiced. She's knowing she's full mermaid and fairy in one. A magical princess, all of the above. And so what happened? She sent out a signal, she did too, out to the sea to call to some sailors. And you know what she sees one day? She's sitting on her rock. She sees a massive ship coming into shore. And she doesn't count but 1, 2, or 3. There are 4 massive big ships full of sailors all come to her shore. At first she can't believe it. My eyes do deceive me. I'm seeing into the past or the future, but the present, no, not maybe. I am seeing the present, and the present is real. I am mermaid, of course. I am mermaid for real. And so she gets to shore and she thinks, well, the sailors, would they find me here? What if they don't come to find me on my throne? I better get dressed and ready and prepared to meet them. They won't see me here like this at all. They're sailors for sure. A mermaid must take off her clothes. Must take off her clothes and put the better ones on and get ready for the sailors to memorize her and to memorize her signature. It's done. So she gets ready, she goes to meet the sailors, and they all come to shore. And she's seeing them around town, she's looking at their beautiful boats, and she meets many of them in town. Many, many beautiful sailors come to adorn her. And there is one many special sailor that she does come to meet, for he is bringing her a gift. He's bringing a present for her, and the present says this. She opens the present. What is in this, she says. And it says, ancient lovers. Ancient lovers, he brings her this gift. This beautiful sailor from other land, not knowing which, brings her a present that says ancient lovers, and she is knowing this. Well, I am mermaid of old, I am mermaid of new, I am mermaid of now, and you have come to me like this too. I am giving you my love, I offer it to you for sure, for ancient lovers is hypnotizing my heart, and mine beats just like you. So it's very well known and told that this ancient lover come to her hold, and it is a hold for sure, because once it happened like that, it can't be undone. The happening is to hold forever, and forever it is held like it's done. And she remembered him, like she remembered it was yesterday. And she called to him, like she called to him his very day. And she would sing in his heart and sing there for sure, for loving them in ancient times, and loving her in the future like that is all hypnotic, and to love again is the same entwined. For there, then, and here, and wherever, never, it's all the same in love as trance. We've all been there forever, and there forever we shall stay. And then one day, she goes to dance. She's on the street corner, and she's dancing for all the sailors. She's got a little routine she likes to show them. But all the other girls gather and they say, take her down, she's not to be around town. We don't like this mermaid fairy cat queen Heather taking over our town and tramping us out forever. Take her down, they say, take her down. So some of the bullies gather around and they bully around the mermaid fairy princess magic, and they say, get out of town, you big squithering netheret. We don't like you here. We're better than you see, dear. We've got money and cash savings as well, and we're prettier and we're more alluding to the sensuality of satisfaction and things as well. You don't satisfy your men, you just give them quither. We give full satisfaction blown kethers. We're much more better than ever. And she goes, oh, whatever, that's a ridiculous thing to say. I just got ancient lovers. Where are you going today? Well, we've got a list card of how much money we can make each day. We can make 4 or 5 times in a quarter. How much can you make? I'm not here to make money, don't you see? I'm entertaining the troops. They're here to come see me. You want me out of town and get staged and pethered. Oh, you'll be kicking me off the roof. You'll be kicking me off for nethered. So she goes downtown. There's a bit of a party around the scene. People are gathering to have a party. And the party, she's invited by the Queen. So she walks into this big party hall, and lo and behold, there's a lovely manager there to hand her a sample drink. It's a little sample, just a petite drink. So she takes it in her lips and she pours it down her throat. She says, that tastes delicious. What is this sampling on my throat? He says, that's a new age French tea. It's come from France and Switzerland. They're emerging, you see. France is going to be the new home of the nether. The nether is in the better and the better's together. Oh, okay, she says, that doesn't quite make sense to me, but enjoy the French tea and the entwinings of hospitality, if that's what you're giving to me. And then the music starts to play. And it's a big room, it's a big party, a lot of people there. And everyone's looking at her. And the whole club was looking at her. And she hit the floor. Next thing you know, this boy comes up to her and gets low, 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 low. Because she was wearing, she had them apple bottom jeans and she had boots with fur. Yeah, and the whole club was looking at her. And he hit the floor and she hit the floor, and then things got nasty. Yeah, they were dancing on the dance floor. And she's looking around, she's thinking, come, where is my friends like this man here? I know who's setting this up in here like this. This is a big cage set up. You've trapped the mermaid queen, fairy princess, magic fairy princess, to do something, what and who, to whether, to see what is going to come out of this never. And she walks up the stairs and she's thinking, there's a whole big group of these sailors inviting this trick. This is a trick she does see. She's seeing tricksters do these things to her like this now and then and never. So the sailors are setting her up, she thinks. That would be quite a sailor trick. 4 ships full of sailors to set this up. Wow, 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 is she quick. So she's dancing on the tables and she's squeezing on their laps, and she goes off and she runs off and she catches the next plane to another more tropical, more magical island, of which we don't know its name. But it's a long flight. And she's dressed all in white. She's always wearing white now. It's become quite a thing. So the mermaid's on this long flight to go to a new mermaid island and see if she can be a mermaid there, see if it's alright. She wants to know what the birds sound like. You see, on her island she doesn't have a recipe for disaster. She doesn't play mixtapes or CDs or iPods or anything like that. She doesn't have little things in her ears. She listens to the sounds around her and they explain things to her. Like the birds that go, ah, 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 ah. She likes listening to that. It's weird sort of sound. It's sort of bad and that, but she likes to hear all that. She likes to hear the little the kookaburras and that. She likes to hear the birds, so she's listening to all the birds all the time and that. And she's thinking, well, I wonder if I could listen to some other birds, different birds, see what they sound like somewhere else. I could see some other rocks on some other shores. I could see some bigger waves. Damn right, I could see some bigger waves. I'd love to see some big waves, man, would I what? So she's going to see all these things, and she gets trapped is what she says. No, sorry, we don't let mermaids in here is what. They're too beautiful. They scare all the people away. She goes, really? I'm scaring people away because I'm too beautiful.